Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Vava Labelle, and we're back at it on Speak Up here on Beats TV. I know it's been a little while since we've been on here, but I had to take a mental hiatus just for a little while. But now that I got my mind right, let's get back into it. Today, I am going to be hosting the most incredible Epiphany. How does it feel to be here?
I'm nervous.
And it's crazy that you're my brother and this is my first time interviewing you.
Yeah.
You should have been the first person.
And we've been planning for this for how long now?
For a very long time. A very, very long time. And this is actually like sporadic, like out of the blue. Like, hey, wanna shoot tonight?
I was literally about to climb into bed. I've been up since like 4:30. And then you call me and it's like, hey, you wanna shoot tonight?
Yeah. And you're like, okay, I'm down, I'm coming. And now we're here. So today, we're gonna actually be talking about relationship and mental health, exploring what that is and how does that affect the relationship. How does mental health affect the relationship? I feel like growing up, we didn't really speak a lot about mental health.
No, not at all.
I think it's like now that we're in this grown age and we're going through our own things in life, like our eyes are opening more.
Right.
And we're being able to see like how that also played out in our parents do, like growing up as children.
Yeah. Growing up, I know the word depression was almost taboo in a sense, like that was not spoken of. Low doom when I'm speaking Creole, but low doom when how you say depression Creole?
Get depression.
And the response is, oh.
C'est magie.
Nah, not magie. It's not that. I'm a jumbo high.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm a jumbo high.
That is true.
Yeah, man.
No, but a lot of times too, even with like mental illness, I feel like with the Haitian community, at least, like they don't really believe in it, or when they do see someone is, acting abnormally, they'll say, oh, they have voodoo on them, or somebody puts a spirit on them, or they're zombies walking without a soul. I think they don't really take the issue of like mental health like serious, like, and I feel like this goes down, like I feel like the depression kicks in from generations and generations of oppression. Like we have to be the generation to sit back and be like, okay, let me reflect on the past and actually heal through this trauma and move forward.
I would agree. I think there's multiple legs to it. I would say, from a Haitian standpoint, just our history of being oppressed, being sold into slavery, and then become the first Black nation to kick off freedom, basically for everybody. But like just growing up, you're hearing about what we had to go through, endure as Haitian, as a Haitian people. And it does play out in a way because, when we're taught about our history, it comes with something. Like when we go to work, go to school, there's a certain way that we must uphold ourselves and remember who you are, right? And it stems from being resilient, and strong.
That's true.
So when someone's struggling mentally or have some type of we could say anxiety or depression,
I feel like Haitians look at it as a sign of weakness.
Exactly. That's not us.
Yeah.
We're not a nation of people who are weak.
But I also do feel like that stems from like, back in the day, like the culture is basically like on survival mode. Yeah. There's not really like a lot of affection there. Like, I mean, grateful for us, thankful for us. Like we had moms to be very affectionate to us, but even looking at like her parents, like they're not affectionate at all, like whatsoever.
No, not at all. And that affects not just, our relationship with our parents, but our relationship with each other, our relationship with the community. And another thing too, like once we had the Haitians migrate over from Haiti to America, we didn't get, even though we had the more opportunity to get the resources of being educated in mental health, I feel like there's some boundaries that were there that we weren't able to fully.
I wouldn't really say boundaries. I just think that within our culture, I think it's just saving face, and they like to uphold a certain look to society, and dealing with like mental illness doesn't uphold to that standard of what they're supposed to be in society's eyes. I feel like Haitians like do this thing like where they have to save face like for society. Like when it comes to mental illness, like we don't really uphold to the standard of what we're supposed to be. Like, so
is it society? It's not just society in general. I feel like it's the Haitian community.
Yeah.
Parce que pas bien parler.
Parle mal.
Parler mal.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, oh, pas attendre etel, famille etel ça.
Yeah, bro.
Tête li perdi la oui. Tête li aller.
Yeah. You know, and also the biggest thing is, it stems from the honor shame. We operate in an honor shame culture. You know, like if you have dreads.
I was just like, you took the words right out of my mouth. Oh my gosh.
Shame. You
can't have twisters in your hair. You can't have big hair. You have to have a nice clean cut.
Right.
Tattoos, earrings, like.
Right. So, okay. So going back to mental health, us being Haitian Americans and living here, and we have a chance to see how where our Haitian parents, their culture, worldview, I guess their worldview stems from. And then we have the American side. The West side was more liberal, more being you're an individual, you have more freedom, you have more say. And I think that's where the struggle comes from. There's like this conflict of which worldview should I? Because look, when I'm in school, I'm one way. When I get back home,
something totally different.
Yeah, man. You know, I mean, I'm older, so things changed. You know,
now
things definitely changed now because now we got social media, we got Facebook, we have the TikTok. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
We got TikTok. We have all these other things. So, and two, I'm gonna add on to that. Social media does also play a role within our mental health as well.
Yes, I do. I think it plays a big role, especially because we're always looking at like what the next person is doing, or, you know, I tend to find myself sometimes like, damn, this person is so there, and now I'm reflecting on my life. I should be here. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Like, they're ahead of the game. But truth be told, it's like social media is just, it's a glimpse. It's like a false reality. It's not even like the truth, like behind everything. And even those people, you don't even know what they did to get to where, you know, where they are now. And I had to take that to like, am I willing to do the things that they did? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But I learned within myself, like, things happen for you when it's supposed to happen for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like even with being, you know, growing up as a child, we always had that pressure, like, of always being compared to like other people
or other kids,
you know, and
then them kids are totally
opposite of what, you know, our parents even know. Like, I'm like, damn, mom, only if you really know what they're doing. Like, you don't even really know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you be like so-and-so, you know, kid, they going to school, they doing this, they working this job. Like, okay. That's just the front. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I do feel like it's the pressure of being compared to other people too. Man. Like, to, damn, like,
pressure.
Yeah.
That pressure is real. It's real. Our parents are still doing that? Are you doing that with your kids?
So honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, I had to reflect. Sometimes I catch myself, like, but not like comparing them to other kids, but I'm comparing my kids to each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like the boys, like I would compare Ethan and Elijah to each other. Like Billy even has to catch me sometimes. Like, they're two different people. Why you always keep saying, you know? So I do catch myself from time to time, but I try not to, like, you know, at least not to compare them like in a bad way to make them feel like, you know.
But look, as you're saying that, I'm sure that's what our parents are saying too. I'm not trying to make you feel some type of way. I'm not trying to, you know.
You're right. Excuses. But okay, so speaking of how that reflected us as a child, so what do you think, how does that reflect into like your relationship now that you're like an adult? Like,
so let's talk about relationships in that sense. In a lot of ways, because like, depending on your background and how you were brought up, and it's in the Haitian environment, culture, there's some cultural nuances with that. Because you're taught to be a man, you're taught to provide, you're taught to gain these responsibilities as a Haitian man, and what it looks like is work hard, sacrificial. It's almost like a tough love. but not saying Haitian men are tough, because I think out of all the Caribbean islands, we're the most
we the best. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. We're very sensual. We fall in love at first sight. We try to marry. Man, we try to marry you like on day one. You know what I'm saying? So, by the same time behind that, the way we operate is very, very like hard work. So hard, work hard. Now, when it comes to the actual relationship part of it, of being with someone and having the conversations, and when a person starts to discover who you are, that's where things get somewhat complicated.
Yeah, but I feel like for Haitian men, I feel like they had the mindset of like, oh, you work hard and pay bills and that's it. And that's really...
Yeah. But here's the thing. Again, for me personally, I can't say that. Hold on. Let me think about this real quick. I was going to say that's for the older, because I feel like let's look at grandpa, for example, our grandfather. That's what he did. Work hard, and pay the bills.
But he is like emotionally like unavailable.
Yeah. Emotionally unavailable. And again, now let's go down the generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it gets better in a sense where they're more affectionate coming from the men's side.
Do you think dad was affectionate with you?
I think
because you said coming down, like, so the next one would be dad after grandpa. Like, do you think dad?
Look, I can only speak from my own experience. That's the thing. And everyone's experience is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Because I have friends whose fathers are not the same. Not everyone's father is going to be the same. But from my experience, yes, right? In some ways, yeah, he was affectionate. In some other ways, I feel like I know for certain, like, he could have worked on better to reflect.
I don't feel like dad was affectionate.
What?
I feel like he was very friendly, yes.
So you saying dad never said I love you?
No, but I'm not saying he never said I love you.
And again, I'm not saying I love you is like, oh, that's the main form of affection.
But I'm talking about as far as like hugs and stuff like that, like not. I mean, me, yeah, because I'm the girl. I'm the only girl, yeah. But I didn't really see that much with like.
Yeah, nah. I think he shows his affection again. Like every man would show his affection a little different from what we may expect what affection looks like, you know.
But he always gave us praise, though. That's one thing I could say about dad. Yeah. Like when we did something good, like he always acknowledges, like, "Oh, you guys did a good job," you know.
Right.
Especially when it came to academic stuff. Right. So,
but the number one thing in the Haitian community would say is that our parents already say, "I love you," right? And I think for our family, we were able to hear that a lot.
Yeah, even to this day.
Even to this day.
Yeah.
Even to this day. So, I'm grateful for that, because those, like, I see some of my friends. And I can't.
And it's weird because my friends are like that too. Like they don't have that like with their parents.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, my parents don't say I love you. They don't like hugs. They're not like touchy people.
Yeah.
And I find it so odd. Like even with other siblings, like they're shocked to see that me and you are close, but other siblings, they be having like rivalries against each other. Like, damn, you beefing with your brother and sister like that? Ain't y'all brothers and sisters? Like it's weird for me to see that, you know. Again, but that's the norm to them.
Exactly. That's the norm to them. And it shows you that not two families are alike in most cases. So like, all right, going back to the whole relationship thing with mental health, right? Again, the girl, I mean, I'm speaking on as a man. Mm-hmm. So my partner, she will come with her own convictions. She'll come with her own baggage. She'll come with her own mental struggles based on her environment as well. And that's something that I need to almost like keep account of, as well as me myself have maybe similar struggles or different situations, whatever the case is, you know. It's two people who are if you're not, and like, how do we scale mental health? Like, how healthy are you mentally, you know? Because at this point I feel like everyone's dealing with some type of anxiety.
Everyone is. We talked about this the other day. We talked about how everyone has like a little bit of mental illness in them. What is the scale though? Like,
yeah, well, like, how do you actually scale? Like, so how's one actually scale? Hey,
is it really how do you scale, or is it just when someone just snaps, like when they had enough?
No. There's, well, okay, so I've been going to therapy, and it's been a lifesaver. I've discovered way more things about myself, and how to, cause I've even doing this right now, it's kind of like different for me. For the past few years, man, I've been struggling with social anxiety.
Me too.
Like bad.
Welcome to the club.
And I've never really struggled with that ever. And it's funny.
Okay, so like with your social anxiety, is it like, okay, with me when I have social anxiety, like even though I'm speaking to someone, but in my mind, like I'm overthinking everything. Like, did I say something right? Do they understand what I'm saying? Like, are they following? Am I following?
Yes.
Then I get so lost in my thoughts. Like, damn, I'm not even focused on what they're saying. Like, it
is almost crippling.
Yeah.
You know, and it sucks really. And for those who are actually struggling with social anxiety, I'm empathetic with you. I sympathize with you. I'm there with you, and I'll encourage to, with any type of anxiety, depression, if you feel like therapy is not gonna do it for you, or you have something against it, man, I want to encourage you.
Do you believe that two people that are struggling mentally can coincide?
Yeah.
Together, like they can, like, you know.
Hell yeah, but instead of toxic.
That's what I'm saying. We trying to break from the toxic and get into the healthy. So how do you do that if you're both struggling mentally?
So we have friends who are, when we look at the relationship and two people are not mentally healthy. Again, for my definition of mentally healthy, because people have everyone has a level of struggle.
I'm like mentally struggling. Like,
yes, that's all right. So there's a struggle. If you're not like tackling your struggle, you're not working on your struggle, and you're in a relationship with somebody else, you're affecting that person, and vice versa. You know, and then that's when that toxicity level kind of like goes up, and you see the tension, you see the breakups, you see the fights, you see the lying, you see the posing, you see, because look, everyone has wounds, and as men, what I just discovered also, I have a life coach, so I had my session today, and I'm going through this book called Wild at Heart by John Aldridge, and he talks about men, we are afraid to be exposed.
I could see that.
Yeah, because
men always has like a wall up, like it's like they're scared to be vulnerable. And we're afraid that we're not going to be seen as masculine, or not being able to lead, or not being able to do certain things as a man should. So we will overcompensate on certain things. You know, like for example, John gives this analogy where he goes to the mechanic shop, and he's like, the mechanic comes out and his hand is greasy. He's like, yeah, man, you know, like your bearings are washed out, man. Your compressor is out. And, you know, John's like, and John doesn't know nothing about cars, but he's like, yeah, man, I know it's my bearings, you know, but he doesn't want to feel like he doesn't know anything.
Exactly. Right. And I feel like all of us have a level of that fear of being exposed for not being who they are. Right now, that's one aspect of being.
But isn't that considered like the imposter syndrome?
See, posing and imposter syndrome is almost the same thing, but it's like two different things, right? Because imposter syndrome feels like I'm not supposed to be here, right? And in a relationship, how does that look like?
I feel like with imposter syndrome in a relationship, that feels like a lot of doubt. Like
doubt within the relationship, or just
doubt within. I mean, but doubt within yourself is doubt within the relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Like what I've learned with dealing with mental health, I always felt like even growing up, I was with that pressure, like I was never enough. So I was always trying to go above and beyond, like even, you know, surpassing my capacity to try to be that enough, and always feeling like, damn, no matter what I do, it's never going to be enough. But I feel like I'm dragging that now into my marriage, into my relationship as a parent and as a wife. And then it's like, is bringing me more down than it should be bringing me up.
Do you find that as we get older, we're looking for more validation?
Yes.
I feel the same.
And I thought it would go away, like, as you get older. Like, as you get older, you'll get into the I don't give up stage.
Yeah, like, I'm so certain about who I am.
Yeah, but it's like,
that.
no, but it's like, as you get older, it's like, damn, it's like the more doubt that comes when, like, damn, did I make the right decision? Is this, you know, like...
I have a family. I got, am I doing, like...
Because now it's like, I'm not thinking for myself. Like, the decisions that I make not only affect me, but affects everyone else behind me that's depending on me. So...
Yeah. Yeah. And then comes the pressure of working a 9 to 5. Kind of pressure of if you're in school, like you're trying to like excel in that as well.
Build the business.
The business. If you have a business and you're trying to be the best entrepreneur, that's pressure too. Because until this climate, I feel like things are just happening fast. And we're just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
We're just trying to keep up. So going back to like growing up in a Haitian environment, not a lot of us, like our parents gave us the tools or the skills or the knowledge how to either deal with pressure, how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with stress, how to even deal with depression. Going back to what you said before, is like you need to hold a standard, right? And trying to hold that standard, me realizing this now, has been so detrimental.
Yeah, I think it's harder to hold that standard than to just actually be yourself and just go with the wind.
Yeah.
And like you know, just go through life course how I was supposed to go through life course.
Right.
I think with that, we're always trying to be in control of every situation that we get into. And it's hard for us to just let go and let God sometimes.
Yeah. Speaking of God, me being the person of faith, we have to... Yeah, that's funny how we just cough at the same time.
No, because we're Irish twins.
So, like, what I see too is identity. Like what how are we identifying ourselves, or to what are we? I guess attaching our identity to. Like, for example, right? I hate to use myself at the moment.
But you got to. Because nobody knows you better than you.
Yeah, let me just be vulnerable. Transparent and being a little vulnerable here, man. So like I used to, like my identity was so much found in this vision of this confident macho man, but deep inside, man, I was a wounded child. Mm-hmm. Boy. And I carry some of those things that happened to me in the past into manhood. Right. So like going through that process of like, hey, you need to go back and talk to your inner child and say, hey, it's okay. You're fine. You can be okay. I love you. What happened in the past does not define you. These are the things I'm learning now. Right. And, another thing, I was putting my identity in my career. Yo, again, for validation. And not saying like, our career shouldn't define us in a way, right? But that was like what some people would do, and by mistake, is like, hey, my passion, they were tied their career and passion together, right? And again, I'm saying it's a bad thing, but in my situation, I was putting my identity into my career, and it kind of like blindsided me, because my passion is to love people. Mm-hmm. My career is only the on ramp for me to love people in a sense like that. But when I solely put it on, when I solely put my focus on my career, and things are not happening the way that I wanted to happen in my career, it is the anxiety that I had before is amplifies. The depression that I had before amplifies, gets worse. And the social anxiety that I get now, it just, like, I'm just in this quicksand at this moment, and I feel stuck.
But how do you ever pull yourself out of that stuckness? Like when you're in that like comfort zone of like, when you just falling completely, like what is your motivation to pull yourself out of that like destructive phase?
I look for people around me to I make sure to have, which a lot of men don't have. Oh, you notice a lot of men, again, and I'm talking from the man perspective. Say it.
TMI.
Can I even say that?
I hope you don't have one. I hope you don't have one.
But yeah. So like, a lot of men don't really have friends like that. Like a lot of men run by themselves. They're lone wolves, and in this race called life, you need genuine friends who can continue to push you, correct you, lift you up when you're down. So by the grace of God, I have that, so I can lean to my friends. Now for my partner, going back to relationships through like that aspect of relationship, you need a partner at the same time to do the exact same thing. Recognize your weakness. Because one thing I know about women, man, they see through all that shit from a guy. They, especially if you're in a long-term relationship and they know who you are, and you trying to put up this front, like they know who you are, and they see the darkest and the weakest side of you. Us men have to be honest. Honest. We got to be honest.
Stupid. From my perspective,
right? I mean, you're a girl.
To a certain degree, because I feel like sometimes y'all men could just really put on a
front.
Yeah, a mask, like a big,
no, of course, because you know why? It's going back to the whole thing about being exposed. Like we're not trying to be like look like punks. Like we don't know what the hell we doing.
But sometimes it's so aggravating and annoying because then like women, like we're emotional beings, like you know what I mean, like very nurturing and emotional beings. So when you have that front of that macho-ness, it doesn't give us like much room to be vulnerable or open. And that expectation that we're setting of like, okay, we need this emotional attachment from you, but all we get is a little pat on the head or some shit like that. Like, it doesn't work.
No, I agree. I agree. And going back to us men being honest about our emotions, let me tell you something. It's like a catch-22. Like, okay, it's like a catch-22. Because like, I want to be honest, but sometimes I feel like, yo, if I'm honest with you, how you going to judge me? It's like, is that going to make it like...
Okay, but it's vice versa because we be feeling the same way.
No. Is it going to affirm, man, see, I know this nigga wasn't shit already, you know what I'm saying? I know he ain't have it. Listen, if a woman is thinking that way, or for y'all men out there, if you be honest with your girl and that's the response that you get, she ain't the one for you. You know what I'm saying? What the hope is that, oh, babe, like, thank you for your honesty. Like, I know that's very hard to share with, but you know I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? But and sometimes us guys.
But sometimes it depends on the scenario for a woman to react how she react though. It depends on how long you've been lying to this girl.
See,
putting on the front.
So like you think that's lying?
Yeah, if you're not showing your true face, it's lying. It's
I've already said y'all women.
If you wearing the mask,
nah, but
no, don't just automatically assume that women can see behind your mask.
Okay,
that's like thinking that a woman could read your mind. Like
no, yes and no in a way, but that's a long term. So long term, like you've already seen most sides of the person, right? In most cases, and I'm always going to resolve back to. The man is always afraid to be exposed, and then when he does expose himself, he is more so afraid of how his girl gonna feel about this honesty that he shares. And you're absolutely right. Like there should be like a safe space to be honest with each other and being able to.
I feel a little guilty. I feel a little guilty because. I do feel like I need to chill on that.
Chill on what?
Like, you know how you be like when a man be trying to be honest?
Yeah.
And then the woman just be like throwing it in his face?
Yeah.
I do feel like, you know.
Yo, all right.
I'm a little petty a little bit.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Being a man, and it's not free to understand either, but being a man is very hard. It is extremely hard, and it's meant to be hard for us men.
Before I would not say that I couldn't see it, but now I do see it because I feel like, truth be told, especially black men, I feel like they have more pressure than anyone in the world. You know what I mean? Like you guys have the expectation from other people to always be strong, right? Always be providers, right? Always be protectors. And I think that's the main thing. Like when they look at a black man, they always expect for the man to be the protector of their woman, their household, their family, right?
I mean, that's we are supposed to be that though.
But when you already have, as a black man, when you already have so much against you,
I see where you're coming from.
Out.
No, I see where you're coming from, but as a man, we're supposed to be that. But the world, life be lifing, and we have other struggles. Going back to the mental health thing, like depending where you're at with your mental health, if you're not like tackling these issues, it's gonna be hard to be honest. Like I'd rather say that, hey babe, like I'm going to therapy right now. Just what I'm struggling with. It's gonna take some time to get over it. So
then would you ask your girl to do therapy together?
What you mean? Like, if the relationship was bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're struggling, we got to do therapy together for sure. And not everyone's the same. You know, people have their differences about therapy, but for me, I think that's a non-negotiable. Like, we have to see life as athletes.
Man, just tell them, bro, go get that therapy, y'all. Stop waiting.
Yeah, stop waiting.
And get a damn therapist.
We have to see life like athletes. For example, like when I ran track, I'm a natural fast runner. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
3-time district champion.
Okay, we know.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, you were fast at one point, but you ain't fast now.
Hey, you know, but there's a time for everything. What the heck?
At least you ain't denying it.
There's time for everything. There's a time for everything, man.
At least you ain't deny it.
But all that to say, like, I was naturally gifted as a track star. But all that without any coaching. It's not until I got to like my senior year of high school where I got a coach and he's like, man, you're naturally fast, but your technique's terrible. Like, let's work on your technique. And then I started breaking my personal record time. I got faster and faster and faster and faster. I was like, man, I wish I had this coach back in my freshman year, because I probably would have won the states, probably would have placed. So like, I say this to show you that sometimes that's how life is. Like, maybe as a man or a woman, you have this, you're doing your best in life naturally. You know, you're naturally, if you're a good person, you know, like, you know how to handle your responsibilities without anyone teaching how to do it. But sometimes there's a way that you just never was exposed to of handling something, and that's why you need a life coach or need a therapist just to get over that bump. Because you've been doing something for so long and you've been conditioned to do something for such a long time. When you meet someone, man, you're coming in with your preconceived notions, your convictions, and it may not have been the right way. You know, like in my relationship, like I came in with a lot of no boundaries because I was a yes sir. I did everything for everybody else and nothing for myself. All right. I had a lack of boundaries, and because of the lack of boundaries, it affected me mentally because I didn't know how to properly deal with my self-anxiety. You know, I didn't love myself. I wasn't kind to myself. And these things that I couldn't see because I was doing something for so long in a certain way. So that's why I would recommend therapy or some form of that, to where you could change your mindset. Because, man, as we grow, there's gonna be different challenges as we grow. You know, like we're young now, but 20 years from now we'll be 50, and hopefully your kids will have grandkids.
Damn, I am 30.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
I'll be 50 years, 20 from now.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Me too. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll have kids, and then my kids will hopefully have kids, and then it's like a whole different type of challenges that we have to almost like resolve, and not only think about our physical health, but our mental health too. Because as we get older, now we see that dementia is prevalent. We see Alzheimer's is like an all-time high right now. So all these things that I'm thinking about right now is like, yo, how do I, again, get that coach so that, because I'm still fit. I see some of my friends who are my age, hey, they got a gut. They lost all
Bro, what's wrong with having a gut?
Ain't nothing wrong with having a gut.
Now you making me go over here touch my gut.
Nah, ain't. Hey, listen. No. ain't
what
nothing.
You trying to say?
Hey, yeah, listen, man. I'm all for like physical health, man. Like taking care of yourself, right? I'm all for that. I'm really all for that. But if you don't start now and you trying to do it at 50 years old, 60 years old,
yeah, it's gonna be harder.
Nah, man, come on, bro. And
babe, what's our minute?
Oh,
we gotta cut it.
40?
Oh yeah, we gotta cut
man.
it.
Y'all.
Okay, so to wrap up today on Speak Up, we want to wait. What were we talking about again?
Relationships and mental health.
Yes, relationships and mental health. Seek that help that you guys need. It's okay to get a counselor. It's okay to get therapy.
Yeah.
Make sure that you guys do follow me on Instagram at Vava_Labelle_ and go ahead and follow Epiphany at. What's your Instagram?
Don't follow me right now.
What?
Yeah, don't follow me right now.
Why you want them to follow you right now?
Huh? Cause I'm taking like a little hiatus off social media real quick.
Lord, excuses.
Until next time.
Until next time, you guys on Beast TV. All right, y'all. Thank you for kicking it with us on Speak Up tonight. And we talked about relationship and mental health. And it is okay to seek that therapy that you need. Come back and kick it with us again next week, Friday night at 9 p.m. And if you want to follow us at BTV Media on Instagram. And also follow us at Vava_Labelle_. See you.